joining Science with Sam, and today we're going to learn about sharks. Whoa! What is a shark? A shark is a large fish with special bones made out of cartilage, just like your ears and your nose. These special bones allow them to be very flexible and extremely lightweight in the water. We call fish with cartilage skeletons chondrichthyes, and that includes sharks, skates, rays, and sawfishes. The basic body of a shark includes their dorsal fin, their caudal or tail fin, their pectoral fins, their mouth, their nares, their spiracle, which is pretty much their ears, and their eyeballs. Did you know great white sharks can weigh up to 4,000 pounds? That's pretty heavy. So why don't they sink when they're swimming in the ocean? Sharks have a very large oily liver. Water is more dense than oil, so the oil floats right on top of the surface of water. Sharks have a liver that weighs up to 30% their body size. So a 300-pound shark can have a 90-pound liver. That's pretty heavy. By having this oily liver and their lightweight cartilage skeletons, they can avoid sinking in the ocean. There are over 400 different species of sharks, and they are all very unique. A shark's body has other features that make them special. Did you know sharks have 7 senses? We have 5. Let's learn about all of the shark senses. Smell is the first sense we're going to learn about. Sharks can smell up to a quarter mile away. Their sense of smell is about 100 times stronger than that of a human's. Sharks cannot breathe through their nares. They don't have nostrils like we do. We call them nares because they don't breathe through them. They do smell through them when water comes. It can swirl around right in that little opening, and that's how they're able to detect the scent. But again, they can only breathe through their gills. So some sharks have to constantly be swimming and moving in order to push fresh oxygen over their gills. Now we're going to learn about taste. Sharks do have taste buds, and they're actually located right behind all of the shark's teeth and not on their tongue just like ours are. Normally, sharks will do an initial test bite of their prey before they completely eat it. They do that because their taste buds are right behind their teeth, and they want to make sure, am I actually biting my food, or is this something that looks like my food but isn't actually a part of my natural diet? Sharks can have around 20,000 teeth in their lifetime, and they are actually born with a full set of teeth. They continuously make more teeth throughout their lifetime because if a shark doesn't have any teeth, he can't eat. So they've adapted to constantly remake more and more teeth throughout their lifetime. As soon as one pops out, there's another one already formed and ready to take its place. Each species of shark has a unique tooth shape, and we can actually identify sharks just by looking at the shape of their tooth. Now let's learn about hearing. Sharks hear from 2 holes located on either side of their head. Right here, you can see I got a picture of one. And we call those spiracles. Sharks can hear low-frequency sounds of sick and dying fish, and they can also hear changes in water currents as well. They can hear up to half a mile away underwater. Sharks that don't have to swim in order to breathe will use their spiracles as nostrils to pump extra water over their gills. Touch. Sharks have very tough skin. Their skin is actually covered in what we call dermal denticles. They're like little skin teeth. These help them swim faster, quieter, and most importantly, it's protective armor for the shark's body. We can get a paper cut with our very soft skin, but sharks cannot. If you were to feel shark skin, it feels a lot like sandpaper. Let's look at their sight. Sharks can see objects from 100 feet away underwater. They don't have eyelids like we do, but they do have a third eyelid that protects their eyes only when they are eating. Sharks can see in murky and dark water, but in clear water they can actually see up to 10 times greater than humans can. Some less active sharks that stay a little more near the surface of the water don't have great eyesight. However, sharks that are near the bottom of the ocean floor have very, very large eyes so that they can see in near darkness. The two extra senses that sharks have are their lateral line and their ampullae of Lorenzini. The lateral line is a unique line that runs down the entire length of our shark. All fish have this feature. Their lateral line helps them to essentially feel movement and vibrations in the water surrounding their body. The ampullae of Lorenzini. This is a very special sense of our shark. It allows them to detect electrical fields given off by all living creatures as they move, including us. You can see they're located all over the snout of our shark, and they look like tiny little blackheads, but they're not. This allows them to be able to detect electricity of their prey even if they can't see them. Sharks live in every ocean in the world. You can find sharks in shallow coastal waters, estuaries, open ocean, and coral reefs. There are over 43 species of sharks that can actually tolerate fresh water, like the bull sharks. Sharks are typically migrators, which means they move from place to place. Sharks are vitally healthy to the ocean. Many species of sharks will actually migrate to estuaries to give birth to their pups. Lots of researchers are actually studying the migration patterns of sharks, like great white shark species. This one right behind me, this is Catherine, who has been known by a lot of people thanks to OSearch and their research. You can actually go online to their website and track her current migration, but this right here is what we have displayed of all of the different places she has been. And all of the places she will go, well, who knows next? So go online and check out her tracking along with lots of other shark species that you can follow their migration patterns as well. Sharks are apex predators at the top of the marine food chain, which means they help keep the ocean in balance. Sharks indirectly help maintain each habitat in which they live by keeping the ocean super healthy.
Without sharks, creatures in the lower food chains would overpopulate, eat all their food supply, and then die off, creating a crash in the entire ocean food chain, leaving nothing but plankton. Yikes!
Why are some sharks endangered? Human impact is the main reason that shark populations are decreasing. The main impacts on sharks is shark finning and entanglement in commercial fishing gears. Shark finning is responsible for the loss of 100 million sharks per year. Fisheries use different types of nets that are responsible for the accidental catch of sharks. Another big impact on sharks is habitat loss. Sharks depend on a healthy ecosystem to survive and find prey. Climate change and pollution have caused a decline in shark populations and in mangroves and reefs. Mangroves, estuaries, and reefs provide protection for pups to thrive and grow. These are also breeding grounds for many adult shark species. Without these habitats, sharks cannot thrive, grow, and repopulate. If you do plan to fish for sharks on shore, know that you are required to pass an online educational course and obtain an onshore shark fishing permit. This permit is required for all anglers over the age of 16. The daily bag limit is 1 shark per 1 angler. These regulations are in place to make sure that no species is being overfished. There are designated species of shark that can be caught and designated species that are prohibited. Make sure to check all the FWC regulations before your fishing trip so that you know what fish can be caught and what needs to stay in the water. I'm sure at this point you're wondering, what can I do to help? There are actually a few things you can do every day to help sharks. Number 1, learn as much as you can about sharks. The most important thing you can do to help sharks is to learn about all different shark species of the world, their habitats, and their behaviors. Then you can also learn about human activities that can negatively impact shark populations, and then also learn about the shark species that are most threatened in your area. By educating yourself on the issues, you can find effective ways to help, and you can also help teach others about sharks and inspire them to start learning and teaching others as well. Number 2, do not use shark products. Obviously, a great place to start is by not consuming any shark meat. However, sharks are used in more products than just food. Did you know shark cartilage and oils are found in a majority of makeups and in health nutrition? So before consuming any products, make sure that it doesn't contain any part of sharks on its label. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. One of the biggest threats to sharks is trash. Sharks often mistake garbage for food, or the food that they eat will also eat bits and pieces of plastic and other garbage. Either way, sharks are going to eventually eat non-food products, leading to illness and potentially even death. Donate and volunteer with shark conservation organizations. There are hundreds of wonderful organizations that work tirelessly to bring about shark conservation. You can join them in protecting shark species and teaching the value of a live shark. While we are all home, take this time to learn as much as you can about sharks and think of some creative ways that you can help improve the lives of sharks in your community. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next week.